The City of Phoenix started this malicious prosecution. The City of Phoenix doubled down on this malicious prosecution by hiding evidence from the grand jury.
The claim highlights many of the facts we've shown in previous reports, like police didn't tell the grand jury the truth, they manipulated facts, and they withheld this video evidence from the grand jury who indicted Nubia.
I can't even make this stuff up.
He jumped in front of me. Like, why would he do that? Why?
Let D3 know that the 13th Papa from the other night with the vest on, he's back.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Open Government Investigations. Today's story comes to us out of Phoenix, Arizona. On March 21st of 2019, Nubia Rodriguez was involved in a fatal accident involving Phoenix Police Department Officer Paul Rutherford.
I mourn and cry for this man that lost his life, even though I never met him.
Officer Paul Rutherford had responded to a vehicle accident near the corner of Indian School Road and 75th Avenue. He then received a priority radio call across the street and while responding, was struck by Nubia Rodriguez. Nubia Rodriguez stayed at the scene, and the teenager who was involved in the accident Officer Rutherford was originally dispatched to gave her own account of the events.
I was in the original car accident and the officers were there to help us out. Unfortunately, he took a step out to go assist his partner, and that's when the car came out of nowhere and it hit him. Well, I was on the phone with my dad and I just yelled, and I had to hang up with my dad, and I started calling 911, and he was telling me something and I couldn't hear him, but then I kneeled down and he told me wife, and that's all I heard after he stopped talking.
Rachel Mitchell, who was the lead prosecuting Maricopa County attorney, would oversee the entire case.
He jumped in front of me. Like, why would he do that? Why?
That's Nubia at the scene. After that day, she heard nothing from police. She had no idea they were slowly building a case against her. But then a year and a half later, she got a letter in the mail.
Is there any warning before you get this letter?
None.
On August 20th of 2020, Nubia Rodriguez would be charged with negligent homicide by the Maricopa County courts. However, 2 years later, Maricopa Superior Court Judge Joseph Creamer would throw out the case on September 22nd of 2022. Evidence showed that Officer Rutherford, who was crossing 4 lanes of traffic, quote, appeared from a place he shouldn't have been when he was hit.
The court previously found police and prosecutors presented troubling and false testimony and evidence to a grand jury to get the charges.
Detective Gregory Gibbs, who was the lead crash expert investigator, examined the accident and generated the final investigation report. In the report, he would state that, quote, Rutherford could have also avoided the collision if he had stopped and looked west down the two-way left turn lane prior to entering it. Video from nearby businesses would also show that Rutherford was not wearing a high visibility vest and had passed in front of a black SUV in the left lane. It was determined that he had put himself in a blind spot to traffic traveling down the two-way turn lane. But neither piece of evidence was shown to the courts when the prosecution maliciously charged Rodriguez with negligent homicide back in 2020.
Police didn't tell the grand jury the truth. They manipulated facts, and they withheld this video evidence from the grand jury who indicted Nubia.
Rodriguez's lawyers had asked the court to re-examine faults in the evidence the state initially used to charge her. The case went back to court where a probable cause hearing had been used to charge Rodriguez anew and start the criminal case over. After the evidence was found, a news conference was held on October 15th and Rachel Mitchell would back her attorneys when questioned about the newfound evidence that would prove Nubia Rodriguez as innocent. Unfortunately, Rachel Mitchell would still double down on her malicious prosecution of Nubia Rodriguez. Rachel Mitchell's response was, quote, we looked at what our prosecutors did in this case, scrutinized it, and didn't find any wrongdoing on their part.
Police didn't tell the grand jury the truth. They manipulated facts, and they withheld this video evidence from the grand jury.
Rachel Mitchell's team were found to have misrepresented data to show that Rodriguez had been speeding and hid the crash expert's opinion that Rutherford should have looked farther down the road before walking into traffic.
What matters is he appeared from a place that he shouldn't have been to a regular driver, whether he was an officer or not. He ran out in front of her. Court finds that the state has not established probable cause. I wish the best for everyone involved in this very tragic situation. We are adjourned.
Nubia Rodriguez and her attorneys would then file a $7.5 million lawsuit.
This is a copy of the settlement demand, and if the city doesn't settle, they'll file a lawsuit. It states, the Phoenix Police Department made Nubia public enemy number 1. It turned her into a scapegoat for Officer Rutherford's death.
Not to our surprise, charges for misrepresenting facts under oath would not be filed against Rachel Mitchell or her team. However, a bar complaint has been filed.
The bar complaint also goes after the county attorney for statements her office made to ABC 15 during our coverage of the case. It alleges a failure to supervise because MCAO and Mitchell claimed there was, quote, no ethical misconduct in the case. County Attorney Rachel Mitchell was involved in the decision to continue prosecuting this case. Brady stated that Mitchell reviewed this matter with her. She also stated that Mitchell had approved the plea offer. The plea required Ms. Rodriguez to plead guilty to a felony and serve at least a 1-year term of jail.
Remember, folks, it's never okay to lie under oath. In fact, it's a crime, unless of course you're endorsed and backed by the Fraternal Order of Police.
The City of Phoenix started this malicious prosecution. The City of Phoenix doubled down on this malicious prosecution by hiding evidence from the grand jury.
The claim highlights many of the facts we've shown in previous reports, like police didn't tell the grand jury the truth, they manipulated facts, and they withheld this video evidence from the grand jury who indicted Nubia.
I can't even make this stuff up.
So, why is it that if you or I lie under oath or try to cover up evidence in a criminal case, we would most likely face severe punishment? Yet, an entire team of county prosecutors can lie under oath, as well as fabricate and maliciously hide evidence, and all that happens is a bar complaint. Why are the rules different for we the people, as mere subjects to the laws, compared to the public servants who swear an oath to uphold, defend, and ensure the laws are followed? You could sit there and state that the 14th Amendment doesn't allow this. After all, the 14th Amendment states, quote, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Well, let me clue you in on a little secret if you didn't already know. There are public servants who believe they are immune to the same laws that you and I are subject to. Chief Justice John Marshall stated during the 1803 case of Marbury versus Madison that, quote, the government of the United States has been emphatically termed a government of laws and not of men. It will certainly cease to deserve this high appellation if the laws furnish no remedy for the violation of a vested legal right. It is up to we the people to stand up against the blatant 14th Amendment violations that are happening in this country, and the first step in doing so is lawfully redressing our grievances about their abhorrent actions. You can visit the Maricopa County Attorney's Office Facebook page, as well as Rachel Mitchell's Public County Attorney Campaign Facebook page, and lawfully redress your grievances. While a mere comment on Facebook doesn't seem like much, the more we express our distaste of these actions through lawful grievances in a public manner, the more people will soon begin to realize these issues. Links to these Facebook pages will be made available in the video description below. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this on Facebook, please make sure you follow our page and don't forget to react to this video and share it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We'll see you in the next video.